Sorry. I'm back. Okay, let's see if the game runs a little bit better now. I changed the rendering backend in case you know what that means and care. Maybe it won't make a difference, we'll see. The last rendering backend might not have been using my graphics card. I noticed, which means there's no progression, unfortunately. Well, there's a progression within each gizmo. Okay, so punching does not reset the cooldown on your attacks. I think the game is running smoother now. Because usually whenever there were enemies or cogs on screen, the game was lagging. So apologies for the lag the first couple of episodes. I was changing the running back in a bunch to see if that was the problem. But no, it was me not being able to... And regardless of... That's another confusing thing. Regardless of which backend I was using, the game would crash whenever in the opening credits. If I was recording it. Which I would think that would change depending on what backend I'm using or something, but apparently not. Anyways, technical stuff aside, Spongebob. In this case, Patrick. Oh, I can hear what they're saying now because the game's lagging less. It's nice. Oh. Okay, calm down there. Let's not be HeroPants. Don't be that game. Don't need to repeat things too often. But I do like hearing characters say things, because otherwise I'm just playing as a thing that happens to be skinned like the character. I mean, I'm also only playing as something that happens to be skinned like and looks like the character. If I get sound clips from the character, but it's closer, it's better. But I don't want them to say too many things like in HeroPants. This does seem like one of those games that'll be a little bit... Yeah, it's fun to punch things, but unfortunately it's just not as practical. But so far this game really is seeming like something that is meant... And I had no idea this was the case. It was mostly meant for multiplayer. But oh well. I mean, there's nobody that I would be playing this with anyways, so... Me knowing that beforehand wouldn't have changed anything. What I'm also noticing, though, is it doesn't seem like there's any content that's blocked off if you're alone right now. This game doesn't seem to punish you for being alone, which is nice. Which HeroPants HeroPants didn't quite do that, but certain characters could only reach, it wasn't even reaching certain areas, it was picking up certain things, basically. Because they were the only ones that could open up certain walls that just had something behind them, and there was nothing else more interesting to see there. I agree, Patrick, actually. See, sometimes Patrick has some very nice thoughts in his head. Not very useful ones. Okay. Open up. But that means I probably won't have to replay levels, which would be nice. At the same time, so far I'm not seeing any secrets on any level or anything. Which, in a certain way, that can be nice. I'm not always in the mood to be looking for a bunch of stuff. I'm apparently invincible when I do that cannonball thing, which is interesting. So can I just tank shots if I... Yeah, I just tank shots if I do a silent attack. That's another... So if I'm really invincible as I'm doing that attack, that's another reason to... This is slow. Yeah. That's another reason to... just ground pound everything, if I can. Some things you have to shoot, evidently. And it's probably for the better, because otherwise I'd just ground pound everything always. I would like to see a little bit more in the way of landmarks in the level environments. The level design itself is still better. I do like at least you see some ships in the background, I guess. I'd like to interact with the ships, though. This is still better than HeroPants by a massive amount regardless, so I won't complain too much. Sandy? I feel like the length of this game, apparently Star is a thing. Apparently, I feel like, unless they introduce something new over time, which they might, but otherwise, are there bones here? It would be nice if there are to actually distinguish this area. Otherwise, I feel like the way it's going to work out is how much I enjoy this game is going to depend on whether I think it overstays its welcome. What kind of interaction? What kind of animation is that? Her leg does some interesting things. It looks like she's trying to kick when she jumps, almost. I guess she's like just like jumping with one leg forward. Yeah, so she takes another step if you double jump. I get it. Looks really strange for some reason. Well, she doesn't quite take another step because she still has the same leg out in front. I don't know, something about that bugs me a little bit. And she leads with her left foot. Oh, hello, that's new. She also leads with her left foot when she does a ground pound. So Sandy just is very left-footed in this game. Also right-handed. Are there any left-handed SpongeBob characters? I have curiosity. I've never wondered. That's just a subtle thing you notice sometimes. And you have to decide that when you're animating a character or whatnot. What's their handedness? So generally, it's decided if a character's left or right-handed. And you'll notice that every now and then, someone is left-handed. Not that it's always consistent, but usually is to some degree. I can tank a lot of hits. I just... Oh. Timing doesn't always work out quite right. I think if I learn to time it right... And now I don't think it quite works out. If I can figure out how to time it right, I think I'd actually just... avoid taking damage from any of those. Out of curiosity. Oh wow, is that actually equivalent to death if I fall? I mean, you gotta find out sometime. Yeah, look at that. Wow. I have a feeling that I lost everything I had picked up too. Wow. It might be one of those things where it's harsher if you're playing alone, because there's probably a revival mechanic or something if you have multiple people. If you're alone, falling or anything like that just means instant death. So I guess I'm playing on hard mode, but oh well. Now we know. Hey! Look at the party there, dude. There we go. And batteries that I just don't have a use for. I'll probably change. Just hasn't changed yet. Yeah, it does feel overpowered not getting hurt when you're ground pounding, but it means the slowness of ground pounding is a little bit less painful. I do have to be careful now, though, about these collapsing platforms. Okay, they got dizzy without having ever spun anywhere. It's kind of weird. Alright. I'm not seeing any bone stuff in the boneyard yet. I'm gonna be bummed out if the levels aren't actually distinguished in a meaningful way, even though I still think they're alright in some capacities, visually and whatnot. I do think they have a nice visual scheme here and whatnot. And the background of the place looks cool, but so far I'm not feeling much variation in the foreground. We're just seeing the same set pieces over and over. And there are some places where I'd be more okay with that than others. Like, if I was in Jellyfish Fields, I'd almost expect something like that, actually. But in the Dutchman's Graveyard, I at least expect to see, say, like, going on actual parts of ships instead of just wooden platforms. Or if one area is called the Boneyard, I expect to see, I don't know, like a pile of bones or something at least somewhere. I haven't seen any bones anywhere yet. Do these ones just not hurt you even? Are they just there to pick stuff up from? Oh, on the subject of left-handed characters though, like for instance, with one exception that I know of, Link is always left-handed. The exception I know of being, oh hello, Biggerbot. The exception that I know of being, that's interesting, do I automatically lock on to the more important enemy? Seemingly not. But I don't seem to lose my focus if I have more enemies around. Yeah, so the other enemies here won't actually stop me from shooting at this enemy. That's nice. So as long as you can lock on in the first place, it's all good. I don't think there's a way to switch your lock on. So that's important for instance, if you're in multiplayer, they're really concentrating the firepower on one thing. But the one exception I know of for Link is Skyward Sword, because that game's motion controlled, if I remember right. With the Wii Motion Plus, actually. I think the Motion Plus was made just for that game, actually. But since most people are right-handed, they made Link right-handed in that game. But otherwise, you'll notice he's always left-handed. Maybe except for earlier games where he was just ambidextrous because of limited sprites or something. Maybe, I'm not sure. Are we going to see any really dramatic robots again, like the one that Squidward went in the first, or at the beginning of the second episode? I don't know if it's really that devastating. I feel like I'm much more powerful than ground pound, mostly because I'm invincible. Oh, no opportunity to change character. Okay, except I can change character right in front of me. Okay. I feel like these buttons I have to press are just mocking me for being alone. Okay. And now the last one, Krabby. I don't know why it shows me on the conduit cannon that I can't use.
I am a great sailor, as far as you know.
As far as you know. Nice. I'm a little disappointed that we haven't gotten to see hear more dialogue from the characters. Like, in respect to each level. Oh, that's interesting. It's also belly flop. I like that it's the belly flop, except just barely not. But we got to hear some fun tutorial dialogue from Plankton. But now not anyone else. No, I'm sorry, not Plankton. From Squidward. Oh, huh. My last attack's a little different. No, maybe it is actually the same. I think it still hits everything around me, because his claws start behind him. It's a very different animation, but I think it's still the same in result. So I think all the characters are functionally identical. Let's try to get rid of these guys though, because this is a real big nuisance having two of these to deal with. Of course, keep in mind I'm a little underpowered now. Jeez. The game can't handle all these particles, game. Or my computer can't, that is. Please calm down. Ah. Let's just get rid of this guy. Darn it! Now the Lexon's shooting at me. It's weird how you just kind of... You have a couple short... Nice. A couple short songs? Seems to be how this is working. Instead of having one simple song for the area. Bye! I wanted to get gizmos from you, but... Gizmo bits, whatever. Alright, get rid of this thing. Yeah, these mortars are a real pain, honestly. They fire so rapidly. With a big, area of effect. That slap sound is really satisfying. Okay. It's right about time to end the episode, though. I don't really see there being any better or worse place to end it than here. So I think I'll just do it now. So I'll see you guys next time. The next episode, let's play Plankton's Robotic Revenge, where maybe something new and different will happen, maybe not. I don't know. We'll probably start switching. Oh no, we'll probably start playing as Squidward indefinitely from this point onwards. Meaning, we will get new weapons to try out, because we'll start buying them. Bye, everyone.